It takes blood, sweat and tears to get a Rolex these days. Hi, I'm Xiang and today I'll be sharing on how I got this one. The attention on watches has gotten to a new high. Many are difficult to acquire, and especially so for Rolex. Naturally, I had to find out, so for the past 6 months, I visited all 4 of my local dealers in hopes to get one. I showed my collection, I told them I've been wanting to upgrade from my trusty Air King, and none of them called back, except for one. One that's recently opened their doors, so lucky me. I paid retail because no Rolex is worth twice or thrice its price. The company makes over 1 million watches a year, so these things are not rare. Got the money? Buy a Langer. So why the Yacht Master 37? The main reason is its wearability. On my 15cm circumference wrist, I could just pull off the 40mm, but that would come with more weight. Second to that, I like how the masses do not know of its existence, which is not a good reason because we want to be noticed when stupid money has been spent on things. Lastly, this has nothing to do with the Yacht Master. I hope to reignite my passion for watches. Things were not rainbows and butterflies as it took some time for me to get the grips with this watch. It has a screech which reminds me of the dentist, hence setting things off to a rocky start. Having done some googling, it will eventually go away with use. Comparing it to the Air King, this is heavier, and its weight isn't as well distributed due to having a narrower bracelet. Telling the time isn't as easy on the Yacht Master as it has a smaller dial than the Air King, therefore things are a little crowded in comparison. As disappointed as I was, I tucked the Air King away and wore the Yacht Master as much as possible to do dishes and water the garden. Things have since started to change because comparison is the root of all unhappiness. It's true, I wouldn't have felt any of this had this been my first Rolex. I began to enjoy its diver dial layout. I appreciate how the slate dial reacts to light, and I especially like the curves of the crown guard. The clicks from turning the bezel gives a satisfying feedback. The lume is pretty strong, glowing in darker parts of the house. Not all of that disappointment has gone, but this is what it is, with so much real estate to work on. That is probably why there isn't a smaller version of another Rolex sport watch. All in all, the Yacht Master 37 is a better fit for those with a wrist size of under 16cm, otherwise go for the 40. The Yacht Master is unpopular because it does not have the presence of a Daytona, a Submariner or a GMT Master. It is the only Rolex to feature a platinum bezel, and despite being around for 30 years, it still does not have an instantly recognizable face. The real downside to me is the bezel on this copy does not match the minute track, which is quite a bummer given these watches are supposed to have superior quality. Scratches are to be expected from these polished center links. I don't mind them, but they appeared a little too soon. What have I learned from finally owning a Rolex from the professional line? Well, finishing is identical to everything in the catalogue, therefore I find the entry model OPs to be a better buy. If the finest watches is what you're after, go for something by the Holy Trinity or Langer. Those aside, JLC or Grand Seiko. Rolexes are workhorses. They have long service intervals and are ultimately meant to be used and not babied. So, will the Yacht Master 37 stay? Will it go? Or should I dip into the world of vintage? Let me know what you think. Till then, see you in the next one.